Welcome, everyone. I am so excited that you're back here with me today as a Tonya Hoffman's fabulous TV show. And I am Tonya Hoffman, and I love having a fabulous day every day because you're here listening. And I always bring my fabulous guests, like the guest today, Miss Arlene Gale. Arlene, how are you today?
Hi, Tonya. I am fabulous. How are you? Oh, that's your word. I'm wonderful. How are you?
Perfect. You can always use fabulous. I don't have a trademark on it.
Okay. Well, then I'm fabulous too.
Yay. I know. And people always like, oh, you sound, like you've got a cold. We're fabulous even when we're a little down, right? Allergies, colds, they're not going to keep us from being fabulous.
No way. No way. Let's do it.
So I'm so excited that you're here today. Remember, we would love to have you on this show. Plus, we have all kinds of incredible opportunities for you to go out and change the world from the front of the room by being on our virtual summits. We got lots of teleconferences you can be on. We're constantly sending out speaking opportunities through the Public Speakers Association. So simply go to Public Speakers with an S, Association, all spelled out, .com to find out all the details about how you too can take advantage. And if you sign up and put into the coupon code Tonya's TV show, you will also get a free, yes, I said free, complimentary ticket to our upcoming Public Speakers Conference, July 1st through the 3rd in Las Vegas. So we'll have a blast. So Arlene, tell me about how fabulous are you and what do you have going on in your world?
Oh, there's so much going on in my world. People ask me, how are you doing? And I say, I'm crazy, but crazy busy. And that's a good thing. So I love what I do. I do a combination of a couple things. One is I am a speaker and a member of the Public Speakers Association. And through that, I am getting a lot of speaking events. And I love speaking to the business world on business topics, communication and learning styles, both internally with the employees as well as with clients is something that I specialize in. I do a lot of writers' conferences, and I also talk to different groups about just inspirational and motivational topics. But as if that wasn't enough, I also am a writer. So I've got 30 years of business writing experience. So most of my clients right now in a variety of fields are people that I help write their social media. I can write anything that you need written, whether it's online or on paper. So if you need help with LinkedIn or Facebook or Twitter, or somebody has created a fabulous website for you, but you don't know how to write the content, the words to make that website mean anything, that's what I do.
Awesome. I know. I love that you do that because a lot of people really struggle with what to say on social media and what not to say. And do you have some advice for people on kind of maybe what to stay away from?
Well, if you're a business person, don't do business on your personal Facebook page because your friends will get a little annoyed with you and you might start losing friends. I mean, are you living in a neighborhood where somebody in your neighborhood is constantly trying to sell you lotions or potions or some kind of brew, something or other, and you started going out to your mailbox and checking it in the dark of night because you know they won't see you then, because you don't want to talk to them anymore because there is no such thing as a non-sale, personal relationship anymore. So don't be that kind of person on social media. I like to tell my clients, you need to give, sell. So that what that means is give some information, give some tips, quote some other experts, because what is the best way for you to be perceived as an expert in your field? Well, don't you want to hang with other experts? And so if potential customers know that you know other experts and that you're learning from them, that helps them to get to know you and get to trust you, and therefore they want to get to do business with you. So separate on Facebook your personal page and your professional page. But then when I tell people that, you know what they say, Tonya?
What?
They say, well, I don't want to have both pages because then everybody gets both posts and then I'll annoy them that way too. Absolutely wrong. On Facebook, Facebook has an algorithm that's supposed to be a big mystery, but depending on the time of day and number of users and how many friends you have, everybody's not getting your message. So just get over that part of it. If you have 100 friends, 5 to 10 of those are going to get any given message. So if your friends love you personally and professionally, and they're on both sides of your Facebook world, they may see the message and they may not, either one or both. The chances of them seeing the same message on both parts of that Facebook are just almost non-existent because of the way the algorithm works. So keep your personal page for personal stuff, and you can bring people over to your professional page, and that's perfectly fine, but don't worry about bothering them if they're members of both pages, if they're friends and likers or followers. Just get over that, because not everybody's seeing all your stuff all the time.
Right. So do you have suggestions for like Twitter? Because I know you have to kind of do a little bit more. Can you take the same post and do it multiple times in Twitter because so much is missed?
Absolutely. And what I teach my clients and what I do for my clients is, let's work smarter, not harder. So let's not create 6 different platforms on, websites and social medias and blah, 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 and then try and create a different message for every one of those. What I like to tell my customers is that your website should be the hub of your wheel of communications. So everything that you do should reflect back and bring people back to your website. If you're writing Twitter, you're limited to the amount of message that you can send. If you're on Facebook, they don't limit the number of characters or words, but your readers limit you. They don't want to read a 100 or 200 or 300 word post on your Facebook page. So write a nice blog that's got 3 or 4 key points, and maybe do that. If you're not doing it all, let's set a goal of doing it once a month. And from that good Facebook post, take that first point and put it, or not Facebook, but blog post on your website. Take a little snippet of that first key point, and put it on your Facebook. And say something about that little tidbit of information, and then put the link to where they can find the rest of the story on your website. Then you take that little snippet, and then you have to snip it a little further down and put it on Twitter. And again, direct them back to your full post on your website. So it's all about working smarter, not harder, and creating one good piece of information for your business and sharing it on multiple platforms. Again, it's working smarter, but communicating your message. Because the other part of that is your message has to be consistent. If you're not consistent across all platforms, people get confused, and you present kind of a business split personality thing, and that doesn't get people to really trust you, because if they don't feel like you know what you're doing or what you're talking about, they're not going to want to do business with you either.
Right. So when you have, a platform, is it good to be on multiple, or, some people say, be on one and really focus on that one. And then other people are like, no, you got to be on all of them. Kind of, what do you think is the best approach?
Well, my approach to my customers is it depends. It depends on where you are now. If you're not doing anything on social media, basically I've come to where I tell my clients that it used to be social media was kind of like a nice little tool for business. Well, it's become a survival tool for business. You have to be on social media for people to find you. So if you're not on any social media, and I tell you, you got to get a website, you got to get on Twitter, you got to get on LinkedIn, you got to get on Facebook, what are you going to do? And you're going to run away. There's no way you're even going to get started because you're overwhelmed. So what I do is I sit down with my clients and figure out, okay, where do we want to start? Who's your target market? What's your product or your service? And where do we start getting that message on social media and on the internet, the cyber world, so people can find you? And we do a step-by-step process. If you are using different social medias, then what I do is look and see, is your message clear? Is it consistent across all platforms? And then is it compelling? Because if you're using 3 social medias and you have a website and you're writing all the time, but your message is, and it's not compelling, it doesn't overcome gravity, you're not going to be able to build your customer base. So it has to be clear, consistent, and compelling.
Because I know when we do websites for people, one of the things that we look at is what is not just the look, because a lot of people get stuck on the look, is what message are you bringing through? And a lot of people don't think about the words they're choosing, right, in their website, how much of an impact, that it makes. I try to use words that represent my personality, so when they read it, they get a sense of who I am, versus me writing as a very professional, big words, and then they meet me, they're like, I don't understand who you are, right? And so that's probably a big component as well, right?
Right, because when I write for my customers, I need to get to know them. I need to know their voice. Because if somebody hires you after they've read your social media and I'm writing in my voice, that doesn't really do you any good. Again, it's about that consistency. We need to make sure that I can capture your voice. So it sounds like it's easy to say, well, I can just write your social media, but to do the best possible job for you, I need to know you. I need to know your personality, and I need to know your business. And I need to know your business, not in that I need to write all technical and engineering or architectural or banking, because you know what? Your customers don't want to hear that. If somebody's coming in to hire an engineer or an insurance salesman or a realtor, we don't want the big words. We want to know, can we trust you because you know what you're doing? And that's how I impart your message to your potential customers, is in a way, I say I translate from engineering to English, or banking to English, or whatever your business or service, real estate, even if you're a direct salesperson, how do you take that message that national kind of dumps on you, and how do you make it your own? So yeah, words are very, very important, because they talk not just about your product or your service, but you have to know how to talk to your target market. So it's not just who are they and where are they, but what do they want to hear from you? What do they need to hear from you? If you're a woman my age and you have a product that you can sell to someone half my age, you don't want to talk like me. You don't want to quote experts in our generation. You want to quote experts in their generation. So that's the kind of expertise that I bring to my customers. You're absolutely right. The words and how you use them make a huge difference.
Yeah, usually it's just a little bit of a tweak that makes the biggest difference. I know when we go to revamp somebody's website, the first thing we do is look at what are they saying, and does it sound like them? Is it targeting the people they're wanting to target? And then are the pictures something that are resonating with people? Because if you're like, I'm all inclusive, I want everybody, but then you only have white women with blonde hair on your website, that's all you're going to attract. So you have to really think about, who are you representing in your website?
Right, unless that blonde woman happens to be you and it's your website,
Yeah.
and you want to show your expertise. But yeah, if you're trying to show the fields of service that you do and that's all you have, then your client base, you might want to look at that, because you might have only clients who are blonde women. And if that's not what you're going for, you've really limited yourself a lot.
Right.
So, yeah, and
I always think it's funny too when people talk about themselves, right? They have the, about me page, and then they don't even have a picture of themselves, or they've got a picture of them like, 25 years ago or something. You're like, come on, update yourself.
Yeah, if you're going to sell yourself as someone who's an expert, like for a coach, or you're using anti-aging cream and you're afraid to put your own picture up there, yeah, we really have to build that relationship. And that know, like, and trust factor is an issue. And a lot of businesses forget the social part of social media. If you can't make that connection because you're afraid to put your face out there, then it's going to be a lot harder to bring people to you.
So I know you've got an amazing, incredible offer you'd like to give our listeners today. What is that?
Well, anybody who's listening who has a business or is thinking about starting a business, and you would like to talk to me about, who are you, what are you selling, or service are you providing, just whatever in general about your business, and how do we translate that information about your mission and your target market to the right social media platforms, or you're looking for content for social media, whatever place you are along that road of building your business, whether it's at the very beginning or pre-beginning, you're just thinking about it, or you've been in social media for a while and you're kind of stuck because you don't know what to write, send me an email and I will give you a free consultation. I will look at what you have or talk about what your hopes and dreams are for your business. And we'll just chat about what your next step is in the business world on social media. So send me an email, and that email address is Arlene, that's ARLENE, at arlenegale.com. So Arlene, ARLENE, and Gale, GALE. So send me an email at arlenegale.com, and in the little, what's it about line, send free look. And then in the text of the email, send me your name and your phone number, or how's the best way to contact you. And we'll get together and we'll just have a little chat about your social media and your writing needs.
Awesome. All right, y'all have got to take advantage of that, like now. I don't care when you're listening to this, take advantage of it. Get a hold of her because she really is amazing. I've been blown away by not only her incredible books that she's written, by the way, you should get a few, but also just her knowledge and how she can help people seriously change and transform what they're doing to make real impact. So get in touch with Arlene. So thank you, Arlene, for being on today.
Thank you, Tonya. It was great fun. I appreciate it. Yeah, look me up. I'd love to help you.
Yay. All righty, everybody. You will be back with me as soon as possible to hear another fabulous guest on the Tonya Hofmann's fabulous TV show. So have an incredibly fabulous day. Bye. Bye, Arlene. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.